For weeks now, WandaVision has delivered mind-blowing episode after mind-blowing episode, leaving us to scratch our heads every Friday morning, and everyone, myself included, have speculated on who is behind all of this. Now, while Mephisto might still be involved, I think Ultron is the secret villain of the show. So let's talk about it. Before I start naming down my reason and constructing my theory for you, I want to know your thoughts. Who do you think is the villain? Mephisto, Agatha Harkness? Do you agree with me that it is Ultron? Do you think it is Wanda herself? And we already have the answer. Let me know all of that in the comments below. And while you're there, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ren. Why don't you consider clicking that subscribe button? It's looking at you. It's real pretty and it's free, and you'd be supporting myself and the channel. And if you want to support the channel even more, there are links for my stores at TeePublic and Redbubble in the description as well. So to start us off in this theory, there's actually a little backstory, because I have been suspecting director Hayward from the very beginning. His performance in general is just very, very off, and I don't think that is by accident. I don't think this dude is a bad actor. I think he's kind of bad acting on purpose throughout this whole show, and I've been led to believe so far that he is Mephisto, but that changes with this, because I think he is Ultron in disguise. This wouldn't be the first time that Ultron disguised himself some way, somehow, as a human. It has happened in the comics, and it has most recently happened in the TV show Avengers Assemble. To reinforce that Hayward could be Ultron in human form, Darcy stated in episode 6 that Hayward found a way to look inside Wanda's hex and didn't tell anybody.
Oh, that's interesting. Guys, Hayward figured out a way to look through the boundary.
And he didn't share it with the group.
They don't explain how he did it. They don't explain why he didn't tell anybody. We just take it for granted. If he is Ultron, he could very well do that with technology. Another reason why this could be Ultron in human form is because they changed what sword means from the comics to the show. In the comics, sword is all about alien life, and they start to surveil threats coming from outside the world. But in the show WandaVision, sword is actually for sentient weapons. Why would they change that if not for a story purpose that actually has a payoff in this show? And the strongest reason as a starting point for Ultron to possibly be the true identity of director Hayward is that in this last episode we find out that Hayward was tracking Vision.
Is this Wanda right here?
No, the program is tracking the decay signature of vibranium.
Vision.
This is a show where Wanda is our main character. The show is about her grief. Why would Hayward's target and his priority in the story be Vision? That's the question we gotta ask ourselves, my friends. So before we dive deeper, we need to establish something. There's a rule in screenwriting that is commonly called Chekhov's gun.
The term derives its name from Russian author and playwright Anton Chekhov, who famously claimed, "If you say in the first chapter that there is a rifle hanging on the wall, in the second or third chapter, it absolutely must go off. If it's not going to be fired, it shouldn't be hanging there." In other words, remove everything that has no relevance to the story.
It simply states that if something is introduced into your story, it's got to be important. It's got to have a payoff. Why do they keep mentioning Ultron? Why do we get teases about Ultron? Why is there a rumor that James Spader's voice has been credited in this show? And why does Disney, of all MCU things, constantly recommend this Age of Ultron by the time WandaVision is over? And why, of all things, after Evan Peters' Quicksilver comes onto the show, why do they show a clip from Age of Ultron with a very distinct Quicksilver in the opening of the show? That's the first time they ever showed a clip that was not from WandaVision as they start off an episode. So if you take all of these so-called hints into account, as well as the rule, Chekhov's gun, if you have a gun in your story, at some point it's gotta be fired, they have to fire the Ultron gun at some point. If we take all that and add that the energy flickers as Vision is breaking through the barrier are very similar to when Ultron starts to absorb Jarvis into himself in Age of Ultron, as well as this picture here where Ultron's programming is designed as hexagons all together, which again could be just a coincidence. We take all of that and we add this clip from the mid-season trailer of WandaVision. Now we see Wanda seemingly fight Vision in the middle of the street in broad daylight. What if that is not Wanda fighting Vision, but Ultron actually got into Vision's body and finally accomplished his goal? The sentient weapon organization that is S.W.O.R.D. actually got their hands on the sentient weapon that is Vision, and Ultron became the sentient weapon himself, which was always his goal. And we have Wanda fighting Ultron in Vision's body. The ultimate test in this story about Wanda's grief and coming to terms with Vision's death, the ultimate test for her would be her having to kill Vision herself. Now, I do not think this completely invalidates the possible involvement of Mephisto or even Agatha Harkness. I think Wanda got in Ultron's way as soon as she went to take Vision's body away from S.W.O.R.D., and Mephisto just took advantage of this whole situation, so we probably do have two villains with very different goals at hand in this show. But it is my belief that Director Hayward is Ultron in disguise, and he wants Vision's body, and that's why he doesn't attack yet. He needs the body of Vision to hold a chance at Wanda. So that's my theory on why Ultron is actually the secret villain of WandaVision as Director Hayward in disguise. But what are your thoughts? Do you have any points to bring up against it? Let me know in the comments below, and bring up any other theories you have as well. I always welcome theories because they're just really freaking fun. Thank you so much to all my friends, Zach Pope, Mama's Geeky, Dave Lee Down Under, Real James, Leo Rydell, so much for all your support in bringing this video and theory up, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and if I possibly spoil WandaVision by the end, I do apologize. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for many more videos to come very soon, maybe even more theory videos. So until then, love each other and love the movies.